belly, ankle, knee. He'll get an MRI tomorrow. Compton has a foot sprain. He'll get an MRI tomorrow. And D. Hall has a knee sprain. He'll get an MRI.
Coach, how you doing? You guys got the 17-14 lead, and then in about a 4.5-minute span, they scored 21 straight. Outside of that, you guys were pretty even. Do you think, the game got away from you just in that 4 minutes? Do you think that told the story of this game?
Well, that was an important part of the game. No doubt about it. We couldn't get a stop on defense. Hats off to Coach Shermer and obviously Case and the two receivers. The running game, they were very solid all across the board. They had us guessing, and they were able to run the ball, able to drop back and throw it wherever they wanted, and were very efficient. And we didn't do a good enough job on third down or in the red zone defensively. And then the turnover at the end of the half offensively, gave them another touchdown and put us in a hole by 11 starting third quarter. And then they go down and go up by 18, right away. So that was a big swing that we couldn't tip it back.
Jay, you had talked about Case's efficiency during the week, but did he surprise you with what he was able to do at all out there today?
I would say surprise. No, you haven't had a big dose of Case Keenum really, just over his career. But I've always thought he was a tough, accurate quarterback, and he showed that again today. Very accurate. His receivers did a great job. His protection was very good. He's able to get off progressions and scramble and move around. And when he did get out of the pocket, he hurt us with some scramble throws. So he played extremely well.
You had a few big fourth down calls there late in the game. Are those things where you kind of plan out what you're going to do early in the week, or are you making that call on the fly? How big were those situations?
I think the ones that we converted on were good. We had a good one to Chris Thompson, and we had a running play that we hit to Samaje. And then the last one there, the running play to Chris Thompson, I think we missed the three technique, and he jetted through up the field, unfortunately. But yeah, we try to plan for those situations throughout the week.
You guys have been pretty good in terms of trying to avoid these deep balls that you guys are giving up. What exactly happened in the secondary to allow so many big plays?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have to look and see. I think one of them was a post corner. I think one of them was a double move on Josh early in the game. One of them might have been a double move on Breland early, and then the scramble one to Thelian was later. So I don't know. Let's take a look at the tape. I think there's a combination when you give up big plays. One, we're not getting enough heat, and two, we got to do a better job in coverage.
Even though this is the most points you guys have put up all season, do you feel like there was points left on the field looking at all those drops and just missed opportunities?
Yeah, I feel like we missed a lot of opportunities today, especially offensively. And it's too bad against a good football team. They're 7-2 now, I think, in the lead of their conference or division, I should say. You got to make those plays, and we're good enough to make them. We usually will.
You touched on it a little bit with Michael's question, but can you kind of walk through the situational decisions and the play calls on the third down and one where you go quick and try to hit Chris, then the 4th and 1, and then the decision to go for it versus trying to get the field goal and onside kick quickly there?
Yeah, it was third down and 2nd and 1, and we tried to line up quick and just pound it in there for a yard, and I think a guy made a heck of a play. I believe it was Kendricks, and then we had 4th and 1. It was 4th and less than 1, so we had our short yardage little outside zone play, and went for it. It was less than 1. If it had been 4th and 4 or 5 or 6, I probably would have kicked the field goal there to go down by 8. But since it was 1, I thought we could get the yard, and it didn't happen.
A couple of things, Coach. Third down efficiency and red zone efficiency. Are these things that you're really focusing on? You think that it could have obviously helped you quite a bit if you're more effective?
Yeah, I think every
areas?
OTA, every situational awareness is what we try to focus on, work on. Today we weren't very good at on either side of the ball. They were 5 for 5 in the red zone, like I said, and we were 2 for 4. And then third downs, I think they were close to 70%. We were close to 40. So, those are obviously two very, very important parts of the game that you have to really do well in to succeed in the NFL. We didn't today. That's why part of the reason we lost.
Sorry. Maurice, really his first opportunity makes a circus catch. What do you think he can give you moving forward?
Well, he's another viable option for us. Maurice is good because he can play all three positions. He's physical. He can block in a running game, so we're good to get. It's good to get him up. He's been great on the practice squad, and he deserves an opportunity.
Hey, Coach, around the 7-minute mark, did you consider going no huddle?
7-minute mark. We're going pretty up tempo though. We had some no huddle plays called there, and we were hurrying up and in and out of our huddle.
What you saw on the interception just before half, Cousins' interception.
Yeah, we had a mirrored out route on both sides of the field. He chose to work the one to our right, and then we had an underneath check downish type thing that he tried to get to Crowder, and he just overthrew him, and it got tipped and intercepted.
Williams and Spencer Long, what was the discussion process with those guys on their availability?
Trent said he was going to give it a go. So, you want to go?
You had kind of asked him to see what he had in that Philly game. Was it the same situation this week, or were you leaving it in his hands?
He needed a couple weeks off, I think, to let the thing calm down, the bone bruise, and it did a little bit. And he had a couple good workouts on Thursday and Friday where he felt like he could muster up enough energy to get out there and play. I'll see how he's doing afterwards, see if he can make it again next week. We'll see how he is. Spencer didn't start the game. Same thing. I think when you have a new center, I don't like to be flip-flopping centers all the time, but we want to give Chase an opportunity to start and then bring Spencer in and get his feet wet and get acclimated back. And then Chase played some guard also for a little bit.
Nick's onside kicks haven't really given you guys a chance this year. I know it's a very, very unique situation that doesn't come up often. So how much time do you try to practice that versus saying, like, okay, if it comes up, we just hope our kicker can give our guy a shot?
I practice it. It's just – I think he just almost missed the ball, which, but yes, they practice it to answer your question. We don't just go out there and say, hey, it's time to do an onside kick. Go for it.
We see how much of an impact DJ makes just pumping up the team, but his 2 interceptions today felt like it sort of changed the momentum for you guys.
It was good to see the defense bounce back because that was one of the worst defensive performances we've had since I've been here in the first half. 28 points, 4 touchdowns, and it was – whatever they wanted, basically. They had big plays, they had running plays, they had play actions, they did whatever they wanted. In the second half, it was good to see him come out a little bit more energy and see DJ make those 2 plays. Shows what type of leader he is.
Coach, do you have a sense that you're losing the home field advantage in the stands?
I don't sense that. I try not to, obviously at the end of the game, you saw all the purple jerseys there in the front, but deservedly so. Our people are probably a little bit upset at us, but it's our job to get the home field into the game, and we didn't do that in the second half. End of the second quarter, second half.
Win last week, and then you come this week, and it's a loss like this. Is it a matter of injuries piling up? Is it just a matter of inconsistency among your players?
I think a little bit of both. I think we all have to take credit for this loss, coaches, players, everybody. And we just weren't good enough. Hats off to Coach Zimmer and the Minnesota Vikings for coming in here and playing extremely well. They had some injuries too. So, I think their best pass rusher didn't play, and their starting right tackle didn't play. So they've had their share of injuries too. So we just didn't come out with the right recipe for success today and couldn't get it done.